got something to talk about though. This episode about to be fire, bro. It's been so long.
All right, so this is BeThe1 podcast, episode 13. We're back after the long-awaited arrival. First episode in 2021.
Man.
And I mean, it's been growth on both sides. Definitely shout out to Marquand. You know, I be seeing you. I feel every day I get on Facebook or something, bro. I'm always seeing like a new shoe. I'm like, dang, where these people coming from?
Hey, man, that's from relationship, bro. And you leading right in exactly what you're saying right now. You're leading right into what I wanted to talk about anyway. So, just being a community person and having character, because you know the biggest move for me over the past few months was signing to that insurance company. You know who that came through, right?
Oh yeah,
that came through my mentor.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna say names, but let me tell you the story. The way this happened. So when it happened, bro, it was just like a smack in the face of, like, yo, this is what you do every day, and then constantly keep paying off. So, number one, I shot the wedding or whatever, and the wedding got over, you know, and then he called me a couple of days later, like, everybody loved the pictures. My wife, Patty, was phenomenal. She loved you. Everybody there thought like, man, Marquand, we love having him around. Felt like he was part of the family while we was there, right? And, you know, he owns the mutual insurance company, whatever. So on the phone, he was like, and by the way, he was like, you're now our head photographer over our board. Like, that's exactly how he spilled the news to me. And then I'm just like, in the midst of it, so he just said, like, so just get ready. We're going to discuss financial negotiations in the future, but not today. Damn. And the reason why was because, look, they already have a photographer as the head photographer. Okay. I shot the corporate event with him that I did a long time ago. I shot that event with that photographer. I was that photographer's assistant, and he's an older guy. So he said, yeah, my wife, Patty, you should have just seen how she constantly calling people every day, talking about how great of a young man you are. Damn. I promise. That's all it was. And then they were discussing like pictures and just people they hire for the insurance company. And she was like, I don't care what you say, such and such. Marquand is our new head photographer. I love him. He's like, he felt like family at the wedding and everything. And instantly, God, like the first thought was character superior. You know what I'm saying? Because I talked about carrying yourself a proper way and being able to communicate with an introvert or extrovert, because it was both in that vicinity of people. It was some people who were shy, but the way I communicated with them, it was just like, wow, it feels like Marquand is family from one day of communicating and being around them all day. And now these people constantly, they call me family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to tell y'all all the time, like character above everything, because it would create so many opportunities, man. And that's what got me to this point. Like you said, I remember you shared my story on Instagram and you said this not by accident, right? Yep. You know, and it's really not. And my point is, with me being isolated a lot, because I can't be co-partnering with you if we don't have the same foundation. You know, a lot of people are successful by accident, and that's not me. I'm like, if we moving, we got to move with the same vision and intentions. A lot of people don't know what they're doing it for. You know, so that's what I wanted to kick this off with.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I don't think that's something, you know, you just want to quickly go over. Like that's a big thing to go from doing a quiet dairy shoot. Not now, and I know who the guy is. I'm supposed to have a call with him next week, but
there we go.
Yeah, but to being the photographer of a big company, but more importantly, like the relationship that you built with that individual, man, is more valuable than anything else.
Than anything, dude. It's crazy, because let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, the relationship came from, when I was around him, I'm just realizing, like, dang, this dude taught me so much in business. First of all, like, key techniques, just saying like, yo, you need to talk to this many people a week if you feel like you can shoot this many people a week. You know what I'm saying? The number equation we spoke of. And the quality dairy also, that came from a relationship. That's my old football coach who assigned me to that task, who is a top employee in quality dairy. He puts up all the signs and stuff. So relationships is everything. And this is what people don't understand. This is what I try to push on people. And if you're a great person, me and Brian spoke about this on a podcast a long time ago. Like, you would literally be around us just because you have great character and you have great morals and a vision, you know? So it's a question I wanted to ask you also about the financial field. How is that going though for you?
Man, it's definitely been a journey that I wouldn't change for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's more of a calling. I never thought that I'd be in the financial industry. I never thought that I'd be doing what I'm doing today. But the conversations I had with people, um, the impact that I'm able to have. Not everyone get to be part of that journey where you can help someone leave a lasting a
Mm-hmm.
legacy, for their great grandkids, and also build a sound financial plan or sound financial foundation while they're still here and working and trying to achieve all their goals.
Mm-hmm.
But on the way here, I was listening to name is Order Waddle. Basically, it's talking about a growth mindset and a performance mindset.
Mm.
And for me, I realized I have to have that growth mindset, for next couple of years or next how
Rest
long
of
is
your
that?
life,
Yeah,
yeah.
rest of our life. Because
Mm-hmm.
um, for anyone that wants to get better, we can't stay in a performance mindset where we're always trying to perfect our craft in front of people. We have to be open to maybe messing up sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
actually putting ourselves out there to be able to learn. So long story short, yeah, I definitely love it. And uh, like you said, go back to relationships. The relationships that I'm building, the people that I'm meeting is the best part. Cause before that, I was never like a person that go out there and meet new people. I was always took to myself. But now that I'm in the industry where I have to kind of influence to, now more than ever, I get to understand people way better. I
Mm-hmm.
get to understand myself. I'm a human being, so now I get to understand people. And uh, in the Bible, the first commandment is to love God, which is crazy. The commandment is love God with your soul, your mind, your heart,
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Body, yeah,
which
everything.
is crazy in itself when I was
Mm-hmm.
reading it. Then two is to love your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, okay, so if God loved human beings so much to send His only Son
Mm-hmm.
to die for them, what is so special about people? Like I gotta start understand other people and try to figure this out. Like,
I like that.
yeah,
I like
so
that perspective.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the more I work with people, women, the more I enjoy it, and I'm pretty sure you the same way. Like,
Man, dude, that's it. Just because a lot of people. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if you're a business owner and you're watching this, your financial stuff. It seemed like people come from out of nowhere, like asking me for shoots, and I'm like, "You exist?" You know what I'm saying? So just meeting these random people, and it's not even that. What's most enjoyable for me is meeting the children, like
mm,
connecting with the 6 and 5 year olds and the 4 year olds, and being able to give them candy, give them hugs. And one thing I noticed, like I can't help but feel this, like a lot of single moms come in with their kids, and they just continuously show me like, yo, you got to be a great role model for young men around you, older men around you, everything, because this is what's lacking. At every shoot, it's like, okay, we got a baby mom. Sometimes with maternity shoots, I'm like, where's the, I don't ask them that, but that bothers me. Like during the shoot, I'm just like, wow, like it's crazy. Like, okay, you were impregnated 6 months ago, but he gone already. Like that be killing me, bro. So
same.
that give me a lot more drive too to perfect their pictures. Like, cause I don't know, these pictures do a lot for people.
Right.
So for me, when I take a picture, I'm like, okay, this picture has to be phenomenal to a point where 40 years from now, this picture still look great. We see pictures from the 90s. We like, dang, that's boo-boo compared to now. So for me, it's like, okay, 40 years from now, I want them to still be like, man, that's high quality work. So that's where my vision has enhanced. And we talk about making sacrifices too. I had to double back on the speaking because I wasn't really getting to a point where I know, like, I'm just sitting over here thinking, I'm like, man, if I do speaking by yourself, I will be phenomenal. I'll be so dominant. If I do photography by itself, that's already established.
Right.
I would take everything over, and I constantly think about one of the first commandments was subdue the earth, have dominion, be fruitful, multiply. So for me, I'm like, I'm trying to multiply clientele and not even just that. So like I had a family member, basically like asked me for a certain kind of discount. And I'm just like, man, that's the same train of thought that keep our family in poverty, our people in poverty, a discount mindset. It's like y'all want people in y'all family to grow to a certain level, but you asking for discounts.
Right.
So my reply all the time when people ask me for a discount, and they be like, yo, I'm family. You can't give me a discount. My response every time is like, yo, I'm family, you can't pay me.
Right. You must pay me
Like
more.
literally, bro. So I'm just like, man, all this hard work, people don't care. It's just making me realize like how much people are takers too.
Yeah.
People don't care. They just like, yo, they want to get theirs and go. Or they tell me like, yeah, I'm not doing good financially right now. I'm like, yo, what you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to build an empire because I want to get, y'all gonna see why I'm saying no and not to discount a lot. Because when I get to a certain level, I'm like, wow, if I would have gave a discount to these 100 shoots, how much less money is that where I could put towards my mom getting in the house? Because y'all got y'all wants, this temporary want. Y'all spending $300 on y'all hair, but y'all can't spend that same amount on a shoot or even less, you know? So for me, I'm just like, y'all don't understand. Like, yo, I'm trying to get my family out of poverty. Like, I'm trying to get them out of these neighborhoods and these ratchet apartments where they don't belong. I don't care what their personality or character is. Like, I feel like they don't belong there. So don't tell me I'm doing well until you see me giving my mom a key to a house. Right. Like, that's my point of, okay, I'm just getting started. Like, I always tell people, like, I'm just getting started. And you won't hear me say I got started until my mom is in a big crib that she very comfortable in, because she in an environment right now that she don't deserve to be in while she has hyperthyroid. So her weight is always fluctuating. So it's bigger than me. My drive has constantly enhanced every single day. And then I'm like, I go to my sister's house and I'm just like, man, they don't deserve to be living here. You know, they struggle with the littlest of things and they settle for the littlest of things that they don't know is poverty. You know, we talked about this before. So that's my point, man. I just carry myself with so much drive and passion, and I can't help it because every time I wake up and I'm like, I count to 33 in the morning. I forgot to tell you I do this. This is the thing I do. Okay, we talk about getting up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, being disciplined, going through my routine. But a lot of days I don't feel like it. But every morning, what I do when I don't feel like it, I count to 33. What's number 33? That's when Jesus died on the cross. That's how long he lived. His ministry was 3 years. Wesley's favorite number is 33. So I literally will later and look up at the ceiling and count to 33. As soon as 33 hit, I'll jump up. That's what I do. Open the window, you know, and then I pray about 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 30. Depends on the energy, the level of stamina. So this is something, try to tell people we got to pray for stamina a lot more. Man, you got to. You really got to, bro, because for me, I know I give people photos and stuff, I advertise photos, but I'm like, I could give the community a lot more, you know. And I realized the crowd that I had when I was speaking a lot, I haven't heard from them in forever. And that made me feel bad. Like, yo, they be looking forward to me getting up and putting up a motivational speech or something inspirational. So I'm like, yo, not about you. I had to get back to that not about you mindset, you know, so.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be, anyone going to be able to make it through life, you know, and be successful, like, and have a true lasting success where it's impact and you're changing people's lives. It's kind of what Iggy Johnson said. He's like, it can come a point in time where something bigger than you is going to hit you, and it's going to actually test, like, how bad you actually want it. And if you only doing what you're doing for yourself, then it ain't gonna last long, because life gonna throw you a hard ball. It's gonna be too hard for you. But when you have a purpose, that purpose gonna drive you. Kind of, somebody gave an illustration where, imagine you have like a cardboard or whatever, going have one side of the building is on fire, and then you're on this side of the building. So you're on this side of the building, you have cardboard going across the other side. And somebody asks you, hey, if I give you $100, would you walk across this board to go check to see if anybody's inside the house? What people probably say no. But then if I ask you, hey, if your kid's over there, would you walk across that board to go get your kid? I'm pretty sure everyone will go across that board, across the building to get their kid, because their why was big enough. So,
oh my goodness,
so,
dude.
Yeah. So the bigger your why, you know, the easier it is, you know, to overcome the daily challenges that we all face. That's what I'm working on constantly. I'm always trying to increase my why, because life is hard. So the bigger your why, man, the easier your challenges will be.
Life smack you, and I love what you said, because I'm just like, bro, we feed off each other so sacred, like, bro, because when you're saying that, I'm just like, yo, it got me thinking about how people, when they think about making it, they only think about family. You know me? So, you know, we got this trip, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm locked in on going to Africa in April, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where I could shoot somebody that's in that low of poverty wedding for free. You know, I'm going to spend a couple thousand, whatever, to go there. But for me, I'm just like, yo, this is a sacred trip. because I'm looking for more, not just pictures. I'm looking to learn a lot. Like we going to a village,
Right.
to a village where there is no Wi-Fi, there's no nothing. So phones off. Like my plan when I get there, no phone. The camera is the phone. The camera gonna do all the recording and the filming and everything. So as I was saying, like I don't think you're really fruitful and you're producing good fruits until your blessings spill over from people, from your family to people you don't even know exist. That's the thing. Like if we stay only like, yo, I gotta get my family about the hood, this and that, that's not gonna do anything for the world. Like I don't know what people train of thought is. I don't know what people want to do, but I know my purpose. It's like, yo, my mom, me, all of us, Brian, everybody around me, and then it's like, who else about to come and ask, like, or cry out for help? It's not even that they're gonna come out and ask. They asking when they crying out for help, when they talking about how much poverty they're in. So everybody spends differently. Everybody grows up with a different perspective on finances and how to manage money. So like when people ask for discounts, I'm not mad at them. I'm just like, that's how you grew up. You think this is the way. You think it's okay to ask me for a discount because you grew up with me, but not Nike, you know, or go pay $400 for some hair that you're gonna take down in a week. So I understand you grew up differently. Your priorities are different, but you need to up your priorities in a different way and realize what's most important. So, you know, it's people who have kids, you know, it's their birthdays and they asking for discounts for the shoe. I'm like, this is your kid. Like, you want a discount? How much you think your kids' pictures are worth? So for me, I'm like, man, I'll pay that. I'll pay $1,000 if the photographer gonna do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's different fields, bro. Not trying to switch topic, but it's different fields for what you do. So like in your finances, for like Quality Dairy, McDonald's, they might sell ice cream for $10. But for me, I'm like, man, that's too much. But for them, they just like, bro, we put all this work in over these years. We built this empire. So that's same for me. You know what I'm saying? You got family, you know, but I heard about a photographer pricing himself out the market, just for an example, because they got desperate. You know, ET always talk about that.
They made their prices lower.
No, they made them higher when
Oh.
they had a child or and stuff like that. Cause
Yeah,
they
I'm
made.
just doing that right now. I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, you can't price yourself out though. So you gotta also, but realizing what your value is. We know that's most important. But my most important thing for 2021, because I'm just like, bro, I gotta stay closer to the church, bro. Like I love, like even if some people are hypocrites, I love that in the back of our mind every day is Jesus Christ, bro. Like I love communion, I love fellowship. So for me, we got accountability partners every week. We meet Monday, Bible study Saturday, then Tuesday we do something else. And my biggest goal this year to be more of a minister in a community. So like we talk about Christ and all this and that. Like I don't want to push Christ on people, like I'm not. But it's like when you die, I'm like, I don't want to be, all I did was tell people about how you be better in business. Like what is that? You know, that's not saving your soul. Like I want to make sure you go somewhere phenomenal. So my request to y'all is like, I want one of y'all to take a leap and give y'all life to Christ or God. Like that's my mission, because I know what it did for me. Like y'all got to remember who talking to y'all. There's somebody who didn't see his mom for 3 years, who was messing with a lot of women. Now he married and a disciplined man. He in the financial world working for a top 100 company. You talking to somebody who was getting in shootouts, who was getting shot at, breaking in houses, starting brawls in high school, didn't believe in Jesus Christ, none of that. So these are people who just grew up and elevated themselves. You got to realize that's what real transformation is. We don't read to get knowledge. We read to be transformed. Fact. Correct? Fact. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's key right there. Reading to be transformed, and I think it kind of I've been probably doing people a disservice of portraying positivity and peace, but I'm portraying peace and positivity on social media, and because a lot of people talk to me and say, hey man, I really like the tips you be giving. I be seeing you on social media, keep going. But the secret, it shouldn't be a secret, it's Christ. Like that's where the peace and positivity come from. But the only thing that they're seeing is the results. Yeah. So I think I've been doing people a disservice of not showing that enough. That I mean, the foundation is Christ. So without that foundation, man, who knows how I'll be acting? Because like everyone else, I mean, I go through hard times, and maybe harder than some, but maybe some went harder than me, but go through some harder than me. But having Christ as that foundation is very key. And I find that instead of thinking as Christ as or Jesus or Yahshua as a mystical. I feel like a lot of people think of him as a mystical
Santa
person.
Claus or something.
Yeah, Santa
Yeah.
Claus. Think of him as like a person. Like,
Yeah.
and basically, it kind of, it might sound wrong, but it's true. It's basically, if those who've seen like Jim Jones,
Mm-hmm.
the cult leader, like it's basically, imagine a person that has this influence, that was living, and he had people following him. Like it's very similar to a cult leader,
Mm-hmm.
where Christ, he was so influential, he's so persuasive. He was just a different breed, but
Mm-hmm.
he's a real person.
Yeah.
I think people don't, they think of like like a fiction,
Mm-hmm.
character, when
Mm-hmm.
he's a real person. So I think that for me, it helps me to, constantly remind myself that, hey, this was an actual person, just like Martin Luther King was an actual person, like Malcolm X was an actual person.
Mm-hmm. It's
Uh,
just so long ago. People have a hard time trying to fathom. They have a hard time fathoming anything that's perfect. Like it had to be a perfect person for the road to advance eventually.
that's crazy though. Think about it, bro.
Yeah.
A man came. He had 12 followers. After he passed, the word of mouth started spreading, and based on the things he did, and now it's like all over the world. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
that is
It's
crazy, man.
crazy.
It's amazing.
Man, that's crazy to think about, dude. It really is, because imagine how many important people are forgotten about that we don't even know
Mm-hmm.
exist. Their name went completely white, but that just shows the power. Like this is not around this long, and it's fake. Like to people,
Yeah,
like
if you really think about it, bro. Like you said, some people came, so many people, from pharaohs to, to the ADs and the BCs.
Mhm.
But how, if what he stand for and what he said wasn't real, how in real he's the biggest cult leader ever then? Because how
yeah,
is his name the most famous name across the whole world?
man, bro.
Like it doesn't, it had to be a spirit behind that. Like it had to be real. But I was watching the Passion of Christ, and a lot of people attribute his miracles and stuff to like demons, and it was the demonic and Satan, all that
Hmm.
stuff. So a lot of people try to discredit his power, but one thing you can't discredit is his name. His name is
Man, ooh, no, that's crazy. That's what we talking about. See, it all go together, character. And I was reading the scripture earlier. I just read it today though, so I can't really remember it. It was talking about a good name is better than great riches. Yeah, a good name is better than great riches. It's in the book of Proverbs.
Mm.
So a lot of people got money, but their name is not don't hold weight for real. So for us, we don't have a lot of money, but our name hold weight.
Right.
And we're at least in where we at locally. And that's not from an arrogant standpoint either. But
And that's a good point, because I
yeah,
was talking to Javon,
yeah,
and he was like, "Bro, what you're really saying is money matter, but it really don't." And for me, it's always good to get feedback, how people perceive what
yeah.
I'm posting, what I'm saying, and what I'm seeing. So for me, I'm like, "Dang, that's dope." 'Cause I never had intention to promote money not meaning anything. But he said, just from him reading my tips and my posts, he's like, "Bro, what you really saying is like." And it's dope. He's like, money matter, but it really don't. And they
Mm-hmm.
think about it, I'm like, damn, that's true. Because in the day, it's a tool,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people has it as a master.
Mm.
When we have a master, then it rules your whole life. But when we have a tool, it really don't, like you said. It's not eternal life. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a great tool. Just like fire is a great tool, where you can use it for bad, use it for good. And I think that's the tricky part. But I think really for anyone that's entrepreneur, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're dealing directly with people. So
True.
you can either manipulate people and get your way, or you can be genuine about relationships and actually try how to build your business the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to promote that, genuine relationships, because I mean, really in the financial industry, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because I'm
Because people in there for their own
yeah
self all the time. That's with any area, but especially finances.
it's
You
tough.
see, bro, have you ever seen, like, do you pay attention to, what are those people called? Used car dealerships,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
It is weird how hungry they are for money, bro. You could tell, like, they're so fake about it, though. They act like they want to get you a good car, but they gonna sell you a
tough.
car with a bad engine, transmission, everything. But our time running out, man. Wish it could go longer today, but we got to get going. Yeah, but like I said, my main point today, I want to encourage somebody to get a life to God. Like, remember, there's somebody who was disrespecting teachers, breaking in houses, disrespecting his mom. I was in 9th grade for 3 years. Still managed to graduate high school in 4 once I came to my senses, right? I never had a positive male role model until 2014, right? And I gave my life to Christ. That's how everything changed for me. I saw my best friend get killed at 16, bled out in my arms. Still carry the same pants with his blood on them to this day. So this is not nonsense. There's somebody talking to you who been seeing this side and we seen this side, both of us. So I'm trying to encourage y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, it's really fruitful over here and it's a lot of joy. So
yeah, it's the biggest piece. Stay tuned. We're gonna have our audio on all platforms. We're gonna put it on Anchor. It's gonna be on Spotify, things like that. So you guys
audio.
listen to it while you drive, while you work out, while you clean up. So stay on the lookout for the audio version of this podcast.
Yes, sir. See y'all later, man. Love y'all.